Admiral, radar shows that we have liberals approaching at 3 o'clock, and libertarians at 9 o'clock, and conservatives at 6 o'clock. They're coming from every angle, every viewpoint. Oh, it's Political Radar with your hosts, Rhonda and Elliot.
Hey, all you political junkies. Welcome to Political Radar, the best 30 minutes of unscripted, uncensored political talk you will hear all day. I'm here with my co-hostess with the mostest, Elliot. Hello.
I thought we were using gender-neutral titles.
Yeah, that's appropriate.
Yeah, so, it is appropriate?
No.
You're ganging up on me? We haven't even started, and you're ganging up on me. I see how it is. You know, I hope your vote for Trump does you well.
So we have Supervisor Mark Becker in the studio with us
For the last time.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for coming on.
We sound like
usual.
WPR, sweaty balls.
I was going to say that. I'm like, that's a very...
Sweaty balls. Don't we sound like that right now?
I don't
radio.
sound like that.
Okay.
I never sound like that.
Okay, maybe I just sound like
I have coffee in me. It's good coffee.
So we have a lot to get to, and we have a half hour to get to it. So where do you want to begin?
Well, on my little list that we did pre-show, I wrote in, here's my list. The issue from last night, windmills, stadium tax referendum, and why the hell Mark is voting for Trump. Okay. So you can start wherever you want.
And Mark Becker is a supervisor on the county board.
Yes.
Brown County Board in
Newly
Wisconsin.
Yep, newly elected.
We have international listeners, Mark. Can you believe it?
No kidding, really.
No, we really don't.
Oh.
But we could.
One day.
So I like to. So when we talk about things, it's nice to get our local perspective on it.
Yeah.
But I feel that all local issues can be, internationalized.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can apply it to the broader philosophy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, congratulations.
How does it feel? Let me ask you a question. That's a stupid question. Let me ask you, what is the most, what do you like about it as far as like what you've experienced so far? Like, why are you happy to be where you are?
With local government, I really enjoy the fact that it's not political.
Not partisan?
Not partisan. And, Tom Sieber is a great friend of mine. And, he was the former chairman of the Democrat Party. I was the former chairman of the Republican Party. And we get along and we agree on things. And you can throw all that dirt aside when it comes to this stuff. And I think...
but if you can get along, are you compromising your philosophical beliefs?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Rhino.
Never mind.
Okay, so what issue are we tackling? Or do you want to just...
You guys are the hosts,
or do you just want to spend the next 29 minutes self-congratulating yourself like an actual politician?
No, you're the hosts, and you...
Do you understand that he's an actual politician now? So we can give him, like, extreme amounts of hell.
It's very exciting
I
to
know.
me.
It's so fun.
So let's begin.
He'll join our ranks once again once he understands what it's like.
So the front
right?
page of our local newspaper today talks about a situation at the county level where we have a attorney that was basically given a very sizable amount of money to walk away and say goodbye. So what can you tell us about that?
Well, yeah, I mean, kudos to Doug Schneider for doing a hell of a job reporting and uncovering some of these things. And, as he reported, the county supervisors really were not aware of what was going on until I got a Facebook message from Doug. Hey, what do you know about this? It's like, about what? So, obviously, so there was a payment that was made to Corporation Counsel. And upon
What's that?
Corporation Counsel is the attorney that represents, it's basically the sitting attorney that represents the county board and the county executive. So represents us, make sure that we stay in line and don't do anything stupid. And
so apparently someone makes sure that she stays in line, doesn't do anything stupid. Correct?
What are you saying?
That's a lot of money. And I know you
maybe it's because somebody else did something stupid.
Okay, well, we don't know this because according to the Press Gazette, it's not public.
According to my recollection of events, Mark asked for closed session.
So we need to hear about how this went down, Mark.
Okay, so that's true. You know, before the meeting, I spoke with County Executive Streckenbach to try and some other county supervisors to try to gauge. You know, we all do, and that happens at the city council, just to figure out what's going on and kind of the mood of the community. Yeah, I did vote to go into closed session because, you know, it was clear that the county executive and the administration was not going to say anything to us in an open forum. And when we got into closed session, it was very apparent why.
What were the votes to go into closed session on that? Like, what was the ratio for that? Like, were most people in favor of doing that?
Yeah, it was like 3-1. The reason why I voted not to go into closed session was Doug Schneider and the Press Gazette. I mean, they talked to lawyers and, you know, a bunch of different people to figure out what we can talk about in a closed session, what we can talk about in open session. So there was, you know, a pretty sizable, you know, it was important that, and we're legally obligated to not talk about things behind closed doors. So, you know, there was a lot at stake there, because the issue was about Corporation Counsel. Obviously, the representative from Corporation Counsel was not going to be in closed session. So it was in my opinion that we needed someone to help guide that discussion. And having our Corporation Counsel not there, I didn't think it was wise. So, you know, it was something that, you know, we were pretty prudent about our discussion, and you know, that's why I voted the way that I did. But then, you know, upon going into closed session, the stuff that we learned, an overwhelming majority of the county supervisors agreed with the direction that was taken. Another overwhelming majority did not agree with the fact that we had to find out about it from a reporter. But, you know, it is what it is.
Is this payment for services, or is this some payout like it's implied? Or is that the thing we can't talk about?
Well, there's a lot of things about the issue that we can't talk about.
But can we narrow down to one of those two groups of things? Because I don't know.
Are we ever going to find out about it? I mean, because that was $61,000 of taxpayer money. Am I wrong?
To put in perspective, though, you know, compared to what we were talking about with the pool,
No, but
doesn't sound like that
yeah,
much
but
money.
that's all open and transparent.
Yeah. So I mean, it might be a legitimate amount of money depending on what it's for. Like, I have no idea.
Are we ever going to find out? Will the public ever know where their taxpayer money went?
Well, I know the Press Gazette's not done with this.
Okay, so please, we cannot rely on the Press Gazette to tell us what's happening. What about, I'm sorry, we can't. So what about actually the county board letting the public know where their taxpayer money went? What about that?
I know the county board's not going to speak further about the issue.
Interesting. So interesting.
All right, I guess we're done with that issue.
Well, you know, it was frustrating to find out from a reporter, and there needs to be, you know, I think it was a learning experience. And I think Pat Evans said this to one of the news, you know, agencies. It was a learning experience for everybody. I mean, we need to have a very expensive learning experience. Yeah, but you know, there needs to be more communication. I sit on the administration committee. And if there was a committee that would know about this, it should have been ours. And we were in the dark. Everybody was. So that was a frustration.
So you're going to deal with it in committee?
Well, we can't deal with the issue anymore. It's done.
Oh.
But
okay.
Going forward, yeah, we need to deal with the lack of communication. Yeah.
Okay. So you know what it is.
Correct.
You just can't tell us.
Because he was in closed session. I'm not a fan of the closed session thing at all.
Well, I just want to understand, because so like you'll be able to help prevent this sort of thing from happening in the future.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think that whatever. I mean, it is what it is. If we're not going to find out, Rhonda and I can beat you up all we want. That's not going to change things immediately.
Correct.
But going forward, at least this sort of thing could be mitigated.
Right.
Is there anybody that thinks that this should actually be public?
No.
Not one person on the county board?
No,
Not even Zima? Really?
when we went into closed session, it was very, very clear why it was closed.
Huh. Okay. All right. I'll take your word for that.
You know how like when you're a kid
Yeah.
and your mom says you can't have the broccoli, so that makes you want the broccoli more?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Especially when the broccoli costs $61,000.
It's gold-plated broccoli.
Wow, that's good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's not Monsanto broccoli.
So I mean, sometimes I think transparency makes things easier.
Oh, I don't
always
disagree.
feel that way, but I mean, I know I'm an extremist by wanting to be honest all the time. So,
all right, let's go to something he can actually talk about.
okay,
Sure.
Fine.
Okay. So, you've been vocal about the stadium tax money not going to property owners, correct?
I have.
Okay. Can you explain that a little bit?
Well, I have a vested interest in this. I am a property owner. I own a rental in the Astor East neighborhood.
Woohoo! District 4.
District 4, baby. I have a vested interest in what happens here. So it's $160 that would come back. I ran a campaign based on fighting for taxpayers and trying to do the right thing for them. But the way that the law is written, I really don't think it's fair to all taxpayers, because what this is it's a stadium tax, and it's sales tax that's going back to property owners. Now, my brother rents. Both my brothers rent, and there are people in the city of Green Bay that have paid, over and above what people that own a home paid in that tax. So what are they going to get? What's my brother going to get? What's all the renters going to get?
Well, if we're going to talk about the fairness of taxes, then we should get rid of all taxes.
Yeah, right. But no, seriously. I mean, so number one, renters are going to get nothing, which is ridiculous because they paid too. And so in essence, what this is doing.
Well, okay, but if you recall, the tax was for Lambeau Field.
Mm-hmm.
So should all the people that never go to Lambeau Field, should they get a refund period? I mean, you can slice this a million different ways.
Well, yeah, but the
It's never
difference is
gonna
that was
be
voted on and
fair.
approved.
Yeah, okay. I mean, but this could be voted on and approved too. So
It is actually being voted on and approved.
yeah.
And I agree. Well, it was voted on and approved by the general public. It was not, and so if the city council goes and does this, I mean, I'm going to disagree with it. I want to caveat, I totally respect and understand what Alderman Vanderleest is doing. He's doing something that's for the taxpayers. I just totally disagree with it, because I don't think it's fair. If you're going to fight for the taxpayers, fight for all of them.
He's doing something for the taxpayers who own homes, is what he's doing.
That's correct. Well, that's what I mean. If you're going
That's the only that's the only method that he has to give it back, though. I mean, how do you give it back to sales tax people?
You don't. You find something else to do with it.
Well,
right. So like I was telling you earlier, what Hobart did is they said, well, we're going to do something that benefits all taxpayers. We're going to pay off some debt. And other communities said, we're going to do, work on something that all taxpayers use. We're going to fix a road or two. So, that's...
That's not necessarily what the law states, right? They actually want you to do something with economic development.
Well, I mean, you can make the case.
I guess you could, yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about $4.2 million because the city council just voted this last Tuesday to allocate $1.2 million of the money to three state trust fund loans. So that's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're talking about $4.2 million to actually go. So really, what would that even end up being for a property owner at that point?
Well, it was $160 per.
Right. So now what is it? I mean, now that they have that money gone, what is it?
I actually feel that every single penny that a taxpayer pays is crucial. As someone who is not wealthy and pays probably an unfair amount of taxes because I'm not wealthy and can't afford to find loopholes, and I'm not poor and don't have the time to go and find loopholes, I feel like I'm paying sort of an unfair amount, and we probably all three are. So I if I could get $100 back, I'd be happy. that being said, I'm going to be a renter pretty soon, so I don't know how you make it fair. But
I don't think it's happening anyway. So
no, I don't either. So like, yeah.
Right.
So you're saying the 4.2 million is left in the
that's what's left, and now
for the county to spend.
no, this is the city.
This is the city.
This is the city of Green
So
Bay.
does the county have any to spend?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's all municipalities. Like
Yeah,
Pulaski
yeah.
got
Okay,
like
okay.
200 some
Okay,
thousand.
though that's what I thought. Okay.
So basically, right
So
now,
Mark doesn't get a vote. We're just
well, no, but
talking.
he actually had taken an interest in it and had been vocal about it
Okay.
publicly, and I hope to even hear more from you about that publicly.
Yeah.
That's another story. But that I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, the
No, I don't
referendum was voted down.
Mhm.
You know, the council doesn't want it to go to referendum.
No,
and
they
that was
already have
voted
it spent 10 different ways, so
Okay,
it's going to get
but
spent.
there's the next question. So what, ironically, the Bullfrogs wanted, $4 million
Yeah.
to put towards their project, and now we're sitting at $4.2 million. So what do you think should be done with that money? Obviously, you don't want it to go to property owners. What do you
Yeah,
think?
I mean, I don't know. I look at where I live now in Pulaski, and they have all these great projects they want to do. They want to fix up something in the Polka grounds. They want to fix up a baseball or a softball diamond. Just you have an opportunity to do something that betters the community that you wouldn't have an opportunity to do 2, 3, 4 years ago. So as much as I would love to say, pay all in debt reduction. Well, okay, that's fine, but this is someone, it's like someone giving you a gift, saying, here you go, do something with it, make the community better. That's what I think it should be done, used on. So what it is, I don't know, but better the community.
What do you think it should not be used on?
You know
Giving
what?
it back to the taxpayers
Besides that,
on the property taxes.
besides that, when it comes to, the ideas that are out there right now, is there anything you like better than?
Okay.
Is there anything better?
Think about that for a second. I want to jump on his analogy of it being like a gift, and I'm going to think like a wedding gift. A number of people would like to spend it on another toaster, which would be another pool. We already have a west side pool. We already have an east side pool. They want to spend it on another pool that they can only use 10 weeks out of the year.
But that's only
I'm just buying him
$250,000
time,
of
so.
it, though.
Yeah. Well, the projects, I don't know what it should be used on. I'm glad I'm not paid to answer that question, but
Well, you get a check from us today. You need to disclose that hefty check that you get from us today.
It's a big one.
It's going to have a lot of zeros on it.
maybe a cup of coffee. That'd be cool, but
Oh, no. The coffee's empty.
yeah, I need some after last
So you don't
night.
have an opinion on
No.
how Green Bay spends it?
No.
Okay. Done.
Okay, because I really want to ask you about being a Republican and your option on the
Are
table.
you serious? We're going to spend 13 minutes talking about Trump?
I think we can spend a lot of time.
Can I just
talking
leave
about
now?
this. So, for all intensive purposes, seems like your candidate is going to be Trump. That's who's on the table for you. Talk about that.
I am so excited to vote for Mike Gallagher in Congress.
Never mind.
No, I Trump. I'm not thrilled. I'm not excited. I was a fan of John Kasich. I think he was great. He was, the perfect candidate. Someone that understands. Someone that's done it. Someone that's been there.
What if he's asked to be the VP? How would you feel about that?
Well, see, it's interesting because a lot of people at my employer know I'm very involved in politics, and they're very, they bleed, conservative and Sean Hannity and Rush Limbaugh and all that stuff. And
So is the consensus among that group that Trump is good or bad?
good,
Yeah.
good. And they give me a lot of crap because I disagree.
Are any of those people women?
No,
Continue.
Okay.
but women love Trump. Just ask him.
Mm-hmm.
So
Obviously he's a misogynist, but aside from that, what other?
Because that doesn't matter.
No, but he's the candidate, so whatever. I'm curious as to what other things we can pile onto that. Maybe that's enough of a reason to not like him, but
No,
are there
I
other
mean-
policy things you disagree with him on?
I will say one thing that I do agree with Trump on, and he has a very nationalistic approach. I like that. I like someone who, and this is what he says. Now, and it's someone that if you try to come to it, you come attack us, we're going to kick your ass. Not like a Bernie Sanders that would say, we need to get everybody in a room, figure out what we did wrong. Why did they bomb us?
So you actually feel that there are other nations that will attack the United States?
Isn't that just a strange thought?
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. There is no country on earth that would attack the United States that we wouldn't be able to immediately destroy.
It didn't just happen recently, though.
We got this. We got attacked. Where? The
No-
Russian flyby.
9/11.
That was not a nation attacking us, and we look
Well,
at what we did. We gave me 15 years later a half dozen, a dozen crazy people were in airplanes, and I have to stand in line for 3 hours to get on an airplane to go home, and I'm an American citizen, and I have to have my personal belongings infiltrated by your government, Mark. By your government.
Yours too, buddy. No, I think
I didn't vote for Obama.
I think that, well, no, neither did I. But I think that if you have that idea and that mindset that no one's going to attack us, well, that's the mindset that we had on September 10th, 2001. There are countries that, yeah, they would love to come punch us in the face. Look at Russia. Even North Korea is crazy, so who knows what they would do.
But you understand that the United States military budget is larger than, like, let's just say the next 5 countries combined.
Oh, yeah, I know that. Yeah.
So who's going to attack us again?
Well, he publicly came out, Trump did, and
this
said
is under
something
Obama,
about-
who reduces the military budget.
Excuse me. He came out and actually said that ISIS, he would take care of them. Like he's threatened them. That I don't like.
Was that Trump against
has,
ISIS?
Yes, he has
Yeah.
openly been quoted threatening them. That's not smart.
Yeah, I don't.
No,
really,
you just
I
do
don't really
it.
know the point.
You just go and,
well, do what? What's he going to do?
I mean, whatever you have to do, take care of them. Well, what?
I don't even know what that means.
Well, according to him, it means not letting Muslims in the country.
Okay, well, that's
Right.
ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. So, I mean, and I know you're not Trump, but you're the closest thing I have right now to yell at. So
No, that's fine.
I don't get it. I don't understand.
What don't you understand?
the nationalistic thing. I don't understand putting up tariffs. I don't understand beefing up our military. Our military is the strongest in the history of the human race. No one is going to attack us. And if they do, they do. Like we're going to double it? Like at what point is it enough? Like I don't understand. Maybe big numbers just hurt my brain and I can't figure it out.
Is it enough maybe just to have somebody actually threatening them versus trying to make peace with everyone? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, peace sucks.
One thing that I don't like is the first, what was it, the first year of Obama's presidency, he went on his infamous tour of apology. I don't like that.
Okay, but I mean that's like 180. Can't we get somebody who's in the middle?
So
Well, that's why I like John Kasich because
Or Hillary Clinton?
she would be strong on foreign policy. I mean, and I've said this. I think I said this on our podcast.
Sure.
There's nobody in the race, and there was 17 people on the Republican side and like 5 on the Democrat. There's nobody in the race that can talk foreign policy like Hillary Clinton can. Nobody.
Right.
you say that one more time. Say that one more time, really slow.
There is, just in case someone's
Right.
listening at double speed.
Well,
So you don't feel that Bernie Sanders can handle that?
No.
no way. I don't either.
Hillary Clinton, the understanding of foreign policy? Absolutely not.
I don't.
Bernie Sanders would be the worst president in the history of the country.
And,
Wow.
and that's in a race where we have Trump and Hillary Clinton.
That's a
Keep
claim.
that in mind.
Yeah, Bernie Sanders would be awful. Sorry, all the Bernie people that just turned us off, but
So do you believe, as a Republican, and you're in the mix, and I'm hearing from, I have a lot of friends that are on both sides of the aisle, but are you hearing from Republicans that they're just going to go ahead and, okay, fine, I'll vote for him? Or do you feel that they're actually going to write someone in? Like on the Democrat side, there's a lot of conversation about people writing in their candidate if their, beloved candidate doesn't get to be the nominee. How do you see
taking my ball and going home.
Right. Do you see that happening?
Yeah.
I see the Republicans split into 3 groups. The first group, maybe 4. The first group is the ones that are never Trump. talk radio people that just say, yeah, I'm not voting for. I'll support Ron Johnson. I'll support, congressional people and down the road. So that's the first group. The second group I think I fall into, and that's I do not like Donald Trump, and I don't know where I would vote in the fall if I would vote for him at all. I think it's going to take appointing a pretty rock star person as his VP, and even then it might not be enough. There's a third group that is going to hold their noses and vote for him because it's anybody but Hillary, and then there's the fourth group that are so blatantly behind Trump that, and they're big solid Republicans that says, oh, we're going to support the nominee and you're a bad person for doing it. I mean, I'm, the former chairman of the Brown County Party, and I'm in that second group. So, I've gotten a lot of flack for my
Wow,
stance,
how dare you think for yourself?
Yeah.
Well, but I mean,
Shocking.
to be fair, that's the point of a party, though.
Correct. Well, yeah.
I mean, I don't actually feel like that we should have, especially for president. I don't. The whole system is kind of screwed up, and we talked a little bit about that before about the Republican process, the Democrat process for actually getting delegates and all this stuff, and nobody understands it, and it's insane, and it's not representative of really anybody. And I feel like both parties got what they deserved this time around.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
these people that that like Trump, and I mean, you reference them, they don't care about his financial history because typically most conservatives are very, hell bent on, being fiscal conservative, making sure that, all the ducks in the row regarding money. So they're fine by that.
Well,
they don't care about that.
It's hard to get down on someone's financial history when they have billions and billions and billions of dollars. So I mean, obviously,
they don't care how the guy made the money. It's just the fact that he's got some money. That's it. They don't care about anything else.
Well, they see his personal worth and what he's done with his business, and obviously he's done something right.
That's the answer. Is that they don't care about the fact of how he made
that he's
the money.
gone bankrupt and all that kind of stuff. No, they don't care.
Well, should anybody?
I mean, I'm in finance, and that's what I do. And if someone comes to me for a loan and they've gone bankrupt, well, I don't look at them a different way. I don't, and so.
But right now, the average person who has gone bankrupt in this country, this is why I'm saying this. The average person that's gone bankrupt in this country cannot go and get a loan from basically, a bank or an establishment that is set on conservative principles. Yet these people will vote someone like him in. I don't get that.
I mean, I don't think that's a huge deal, the bankruptcies or whatever, because I mean, you look at it as if there's one thing that he did explain well, it was a business strategy. I mean, you've seen Kmart and all these other retailers do it to get through it and to be.
So businesses can use that form of I guess movement forward in their life, but citizens cannot do that. They're punished for it.
But he did it as a business.
So it's okay. I don't get that.
Well, I think businesses are punished plenty, if you want to debate.
Yeah.
Big businesses, I don't know, but once you're on the public market and you're taking public money, I think you need to be more transparent. And I think largely businesses are held to a higher standard then.
But the average family who filed bankruptcy cannot go to a bank and get a loan and basically follow the same process. But these would be people that will vote for him.
I will tell you, as somebody who's in business, the average business can't go to a bank and get a loan.
Right, but your president, a possible president, can do this and be glorified for it.
Well, because he had property.
So it's okay.
Well, if you're an individual and you own property and you go through bankruptcy and you get to retain that property and you have a value attached to it for equity, you can go and you can get financing, yeah. If you have nothing, no bank wants to give you anything regardless.
But you have a family that needs something.
Well,
see, that doesn't matter, and that's my problem.
Well, it doesn't matter, but the banks make a decision based on what they make the decision on. If you're a business, I feel it in the United States of America, the land of the free, the land of free markets, we kind of treat small businesses like crap. So
the guy who railed on Obama and possibly Hillary about the bank situation used that actual method to get forward to possibly be elected.
That's not accurate though.
What? All right, anyway, keep going.
Yeah,
wind issue? What?
We didn't get to the wind issue.
Yeah, see, that's what I said. We're going to talk about Trump for 13 minutes. So, all right, we'll pick that up later. Wind issue. Go.
Well, yeah, I saw the time. Like, shoot.
At the county level, the Shirley Wind Farm issue is where we are right now.
Which is what?
Where we came back to, because we just can't talk
So
about
we have
Trump
some
anymore.
windmills. We have this thing, and it generates noise. And
Well, it's called infrasound. So it's not something that's audible to the human ear. It's something that, and you can look it up. It exists. It's something that some people have very adverse side effects to it. They'll get nausea. They'll have headaches. They'll anxiety and all that. And it's a horrible thing to experience all the time. And in the town of Shirley, Glenmore area, there's 8 turbines that are very close to homes. And the residents around there are, some of them are experiencing really, really horrible effects. So it's something that I think is going to be a big issue for the county. Last night, we received and referred to committee a report from the Brown County Citizens for Responsible Wind Energy. And so it looks at some of the inefficiencies and where our former health director dropped the ball. They gave so many examples of occurrences of people being affected by these turbines. They gave experts testimony, and it was just not used. It was never talked about. It's really frustrating.
So they're going to revisit it. We got to wrap it up.
Yeah, we got to. Yes, they're going to revisit it.
We got 26 seconds.
Okay.
So they're revisiting this,
Yes,
and you're in support of that.
you're correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
okay, are we calling it quits?
I guess we have to, because we're
Thank you, Mark,
running out of
for
time.
joining us. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, guys.
You're not supposed to talk over me, and I'm not supposed to talk over you.
Yeah, this was fun. Thank you very much. Sorry.
No, all good. So this is Political Radar. You can get more episodes at politicalradar.com. This particular episode is number 5 already.
I believe so.
Wow. That's amazing.
Successful already.
I can't even imagine that. So politicalradar.com/5. If you have any feedback for us, and especially if you'd like us to read any comments on air, even though it's not on air, it's over the bits. You can hit me up on Twitter, ELLIOT on Twitter, and Rhonda is
At Sitnikau, at SITNIKAU, and you're on Twitter as well, Mark.
Mark Becker 26.
nice. And you can also go to Facebook. I'm Elliot C on Facebook. I'm there all the time. So, out. Bye.
If you enjoyed this episode of Political Radar, please share it with your friends on Facebook and Twitter. Even better, submit a show review to iTunes or Stitcher. To listen to other episodes of Political Radar, please visit politicalradar.com/episodes. To support our podcast, please visit our sponsors who make the show possible. You can do this by visiting politicalradar.com/sponsors.
Thanks for listening to Political Radar. To ensure that you never miss an episode, subscribe on iTunes or your favorite podcast app. To stay up to date, visit politicalradar.com or connect with us on Facebook or Twitter.
Political Radar is a proud member of the Newsmakers Podcast Network, an ever-growing network of podcasts covering a wide range of topics. Check them out at npcn.tv.